Hi everybody! In our last lesson, we left Jewel thinking about a very important decision. She needed to decide whether or not she was going to ask Jesus to forgive her and to come into her life, or if she was going to pretend to worship the idols like her family wanted her to. Well, Jewel decided that she needed to ask Jesus to come into her life. She knew that God was the true God, and he could hear her, he could see what she needed, and he was going to provide for her, even though this decision might not please her family. So she asked Jesus into her life, and she was so excited, but she was still very, very scared. She wasn't sure what to do, so for a little while, she continued pretending. Well, one morning, she woke up, and she remembered and read what God had promised, that he would never leave her. And she also remembered about Donover, the place where Amy was living with the children that she had rescued from the temple. Jewel quietly left that morning, and she went to Donover and stood outside the home and asked Amy if she could please come in. Amy took her in lovingly and began to care for Jewel. But as soon as Jewel's family found out that she was living with Amy, they went to Amy's house and they tried to take her back home with them. You know, Jewel was old enough to decide, and she decided to stay with Amy. And she got to live there and learn more and more about Jesus and grow in her relationship with him. Amy got to write many books about her experiences in rescuing the temple children. Maybe you could find a few online and ask your parents to help you. It might be a fun project. But you know what? Things didn't end there for Amy. She heard about a friend in Ireland, and he was very sick. They wrote her a letter to inform her that he was about to pass away. Her friends there asked her to come home. And then even her friend, Mr. Wilson, asked her to go back to Ireland in order to see him before he would pass away. This was very, very difficult for Amy to understand and to know what she needed to do. But once again, she had to remember how important it is to please God before pleasing other people and doing what they wanted her to do. She prayed about it, and she knew that God wanted her to stay and take care of the children that had come to live with her, because if she left, their lives might be in danger. Amy cried as she read the letters from her friends because they accused her of things that just weren't true. Have your friends ever accused you of things or said things about you that weren't true because you wanted to do what makes God happy? Have they ever called you names or asked you questions in a mean way because you want to serve God and you want to go to church? It's very, very hurtful, isn't it? Amy was very hurt by her friends' actions, and they didn't understand. But she could have joy and she could be happy because she knew that God had used her to save the lives of many of the children who in other circumstances would have had to live at the temple and not be cared for and not be loved and not know about Jesus. Amy didn't go back to Ireland, but God blessed her. She got to talk to so many people about Jesus. God gifted her with the ability to talk in front of other people. Do any of you guys get scared when you have to talk in front of other people? It can be really hard when you know people are looking at you. Well, God gave Amy an opportunity to talk in front of thousands of people and tell them about Jesus. God used Amy to change lives and to bring people to know Jesus and to get saved. Isn't that amazing? Next week, I'm going to continue telling you about the beautiful things that God did in Amy's life. Are you excited? I am. I miss you guys, and hopefully very soon we'll all be able to be together again. Have a good rest of your day. Bye.